Okay, recording this video after close of trade Tuesday, 1st November 2011. Well, what a day, what a couple of days, in fact, just extraordinary. Let me just go through my charts. First of all, daily chart, the E-mini. We're down, closed the day 12.24. We got to, I think, about 12.09 on the downside. And today, high volume, high churn bar, so 3 million contracts traded, and it was a high churn bar here, and you can see that means kind of high volume, relatively small range, and it's actually just settled back on the resistance level. Potentially support becomes resistance. I need to talk about that on the 135-minute chart, but here's one of these red, white, and blue patterns where we get kind of exhaustion buying, high volume churn. That was on Friday, exhaustion selling, and it kind of often shows kind of turning points in the marketplace, so quite important. But I think we're going to have another bite of the cherry, another run back up. Let me show you why. Also today is a stopping volume pattern, an ST starred volume pattern, so people who have bought better Pro-Am should be able to figure out what that is. It's a variation on a stopping volume pattern, but very important. You can see another couple of times where we had ST star patterns here, right at the bottom of this range, just at the top on this bar here, and so on. So I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce tomorrow. And this is the 135-minute chart. Now I was talking about this on the weekend, so saying that we still had some time to run on the clock here, and what we'd need to see was a pullback trend of trend sequence. Now I suppose I'm surprised that we've fallen off 80 points since Friday, but that's what's happened. And so uptrend on the 135-minute chart. We kind of max out here on the left shoulder. Talked about this. We often get kind of exhaustion buying signals here. You'll either get them at the beginning of a breakout move like this, or on the kind of the shoulder here. So there we go. We maxed out on the left shoulder here. We sink back down. We're about to make pull back in an uptrend signal here when we get this cross. So tomorrow morning I'm expecting that pullback level to go off, so that's extremely important. And actually on the sell side here, the amount of selling that we've had over the last 48 hours has created another kind of exhaustion selling signal here. So temporarily we've run out of sellers, that means, and so in this uptrend it'd be a different kind of interpretation if we were kind of at the beginning of a trend move, but just because this is the rush for the doors, if you like, this kind of initial selling here, all of a sudden people are panicking. Now we've kind of run out of sellers, so we're going to drift back up, and so I think that's going to form a kind of pullback to end of trend sequence on the 135-minute chart, which would be absolutely kind of critical, because on the weekly charts for all of these indices, we're coming to very, very important cyclical turning point, and so that's why I'm saying this week was so critical. Dow index here, support becomes resistance here. We bounce back up to it, and look, we're just inches away from making this cyclical cross. Then S&P 500, same deal. Support becomes resistance. We bounce back up to that line, and we're coming up to that cyclical cross. Nasdaq, same deal. Support becomes resistance, and we've got that cyclical cross kind of about to form. So this week's absolutely critical. Russell, slightly different pattern, so not kind of wanting to talk specifically about that, but it just means we've got a little bit of time to run on the Russell. But the point is, this week is incredibly critical for a potential continuation of this downtrend leg that we've had, and so this last kind of move up in all of these indices just looks like a kind of retracement move, and then we kind of come on down. And I must admit, with kind of the news that we've had over the last 48 hours, it couldn't get any worse, could it? In terms of long-term charts, 40,500 tip bar chart. Well, when I recorded my video on the weekend, we needed the open on Sunday night, and there we go. Beautiful end of trend warning signal pops up on the 40,500 tip bar chart. Bang, and we sell off 80 points, and just shows how weak the buying was coming into these highs. Blue professional bars, bang, 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 taking profits on the way up. Test back up, extremely weak. Divergence buying, come on down. And so the last couple of days, this is today's activity, exhaustion selling, leading into, well, that was the close of yesterday, Monday, and then this is overnight, and we kind of opened up down here right on the lows and had that rally. So exhaustion selling on the downside, and on this bigger time frame we've made pullback, and it's about to form an end of trend. We've got a cyclical cross kind of due on this time frame shortly, and then look at the blue professional bars kind of coming back in. So we had them up here kind of selling short. This is kind of falling through the ice, getting short at this point, and now they're picking it up down at the 2010s, 2020s, 1210s and the 1220s. 13,500 tip bar chart. bang, we had into Thursday, Friday's activity, pullback to end of trend sequence, we pushed past it, exhaustion buying, always waiting for the second cyclical turn when we have the exhaustion signal on the end of trend. If it happens on the shoulder beforehand, it's kind of good, but we're waiting for the second cyclical turn. That was it, bang there. You can see how weak the buying was. I mean, this is just one time frame down, so a little bit more granularity in the whole picture. So Friday's activity, blue professional bars, cyclical turns, we're going through a cyclical pattern after a trending pattern, therefore we break into a trending pattern, bang. That was Monday's activity, fell through, exhaustion selling at the end of the day and overnight, and then look at today, pull back to end of trend sequence. And this was an incredibly important point today. I'm going to talk about this just on a couple of trades I was making. So pull back to end of trends now formed, cyclical pattern again. You can see the professionals coming back in at the end of the day, kind of trying to get long as well. So it's not formed a flush signal kind of down here, but pretty important levels there. And the 4,500 tip bar chart beauty again. Same deal, just going into this Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Thursday's activity, end of trend, signaled up here. We had that cyclical activity, broke into those downtrends, and that was the end of Monday's activity. Bang. Monday, my trading was pretty awful. We had a well, it wasn't pretty awful. It was down 2.5 points after 5 trades. I mean, it's not bad, but what happened to me on Monday? We had time change here in Europe, in France, so the clocks changed, and you didn't have a time change in the US, and so I was out, came back expecting the market to open. I was an hour late for the market opening, and then the next hour happened to be an incredibly tight range. I think the first couple of hours there's only about 6 points of range, and I was trying to look for a breakout trade and trying to get something going, and I think I did 5 trades and I stopped after losing 2.5 points because it wasn't doing anything. And then of course the market gathered itself together for that breakdown in the afternoon, which was a really nice kind of trade. But I'd said to myself I was done for the day after seeing just a choppy day. So but today, different story. What did I do? 8 trades today, and well, I did pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with today. Anyway, so sell off here into this downtrend. Pull back to end of trend doesn't complete right at the get-go at the beginning down here, and that was because the market just wanted to rally, and we rallied into this wedge pattern here, and this was a complex correction on the way up. I'll show you this on the 1500 tip bar chart. So, and the way to read that was to look at the pullback, the resistance and support levels on the 1500 tip bar charts. Then we kind of break into a downtrend, pull back to end of trend, and that marked nicely the low on the 4500 tip bar chart. After the exhaustion selling on that left shoulder, if you like, pull back to end of trend, weak selling, bullish divergence, we race off, have a little bit of weakness. We're always going to test back down after a huge day like that, but we're primed, we're kind of set up after this activity for a little bit of a rally. And so I think tomorrow, we'll put in that pullback in an uptrend on the 135-minute chart. So I'm looking for a little bit of a rally over the next couple of days. So, and I think that'll surprise a lot of people. So, it could be a lot of kind of short covering kind of going on that might kind of push that along. This is what I'm talking about on the 1500 tip bar chart. Open of the day, all those blue professional bars pre the open, buying that low down at 12.10. We have this little sequence here, all these blue amateur bars kind of at the bottom, and we have a beautiful little icebreaker trade here. First blue professional bar after the open at a support or resistance level. The high gets broken here, bang, run into an uptrend. So I had a really nice little 4-point trade to kind of get going on this. Thinking that the market was maybe kind of topping out after this, trying to get short a couple of times until I realized what was going on. What this was a complex correction on the way up. Okay, and you can see complex correction because we don't break into a trend move. We just bat between support and resistance on better sine wave as we head up to this point. Of course, this point is on the 13,500 tip bar chart, this pullback level, bang. So that's all we were doing. We just maxed out here in terms of selling. Retracement on the way up, complex retracement into that pullback level, and that timed it perfectly at that top there, and then into a nice kind of short trade. So I was taking a series of long trades at these support levels on the way up, and then caught that short trade kind of going down at short at 27 even. So all of that was kind of good. So I'm not going to tack on. I think I recorded like 40 videos, segments today, so I'm not going to tag on any of those. I'm just going to tag on two trades, the first trade and my last trade, just to show you those setups into this long trade here and into this short trade here. So there we go. A little bit excited after today's activity. The last couple of days have been incredibly exciting. So hope you're enjoying your trading, and good luck tomorrow. Long 12.11 even, and reason for getting long, we had an end of trend come up on the 500 tip bar chart, blue professional bars coming on the 15, just breaking above the highs of that. No, it's got a pullback signal on the 45, but I think we're going to go higher and then come down to form that pullback. So just playing out this swing on the 1500 tip bar charts, moving really fast today. It's a change from yesterday. Anyway, so just long 11 even. Okay, we're up at 13.5 now, 14, and targets at 15. Not going to get greedy on this because I think we're going to kind of come back down and kind of test the lows. Exhaustion buying coming blue professional bar, first one on the 500 up here. Nothing on the 15 yet, so just we're broken above resistance, so hopefully kind of into a pullback to end of trend move. But this cyclical turn here is what I'm looking for, so just want to be taken out at 15. Almost got there a second ago, just need another little push. Bingo, just taken out 15 even. Excellent. And it's a good place to be out, just because I think we're going to test back down. But anyway, so no blue professional bars coming yet on the 1500 tip bar chart. Probably should be waiting for a pro signal exit. We had exhaustion buying here on the 500, cyclical resistance kind of came in, but we kind of pressed on through. So maybe there's going to be a full trend move here, pull back to end of trend on 500. But we had exhaustion, bearish divergence here. Nothing like that yet on the 15. So I'm out early, but Rambo up here at the tops. That was a nerve-wracking fall. But I think we're going to test back down to the lows, just because we had this extreme selling into the close yesterday overnight. All these bullish divergence patterns kind of come in. We need to see a similar kind of big sell-off, so it'll be setting up for that sell-off and seeing where that comes in. So I'll be looking for blue professional bars on the 4500 tip bar chart as a kind of final move down. So still up at 16s now, and no pro signal exit yet. It's up at 5,000 on 1500 tip bar chart. Better momentum. An 8,000 type reading is the kind of reading I should be getting out at, but it's just too nerve-wracking today. It's unbelievable. 16 even, long 16 even. Reason for getting long, pullback in an uptrend. No blue professional bars yet. I mean, we had quite a lot of buying up here. It was exhaustion on 500, but nothing like an 8,000 reading on the 1500 tip bar chart. So we've had a little bit of a sell-off here, and with a down bars here. So we're continuing on. Blue professional bars kind of buying the breakout here. Let's see. There we go, blue professional bars. So maybe that's the beginning of some profit taking. So just long from 16 even. Let's see what happens. Out 1925. Out at 1925 for 3 1/4. Just it'll probably make it to 20, but it was just a little bit too nerve-wracking for me there. So this will be end of trend kind of go off here. So we've had exhaustion, bearish divergence, and flush signals here. So that's a kind of a round out pattern for me. That'll be end of trend. There we go. End of trend just gone off, and pro signal exit on 1500 tip bar chart. So from that entry down at 11 even, which was actually an icebreaker trade. So first blue professional bar, here's the open, first blue professional bar after the open when we got confirmation on better sine wave, a cyclical turn. So it was like a test down, double bottom forming. Blue professional bar kind of comes in, the higher that gets taken out, kind of go long. And the place to exit, a couple of places. I mean, if it's low volatility, exit at 2 points, exit on the other side of the sine wave turn, or the next time you see blue professional bars, or the next time you see like a pro signal exit. So I mean, the full move here was a pro signal exit there and kind of getting out. So around the 18 19 type level on pro signal exit there. Blue professional bars going into exhaustion buying pro signal exit. So excellent. So it's another 3 1/4, so up 7 1/4. I had a pretty it wasn't a bad day yesterday. Lost 2.5 and I was just trading the wrong time of day. I was trading the slowest hour of trade during yesterday, and just kind of whipsawed around the place, so it was kind of no fun, and just stopped after losing 2.5 points in 5 trades. So it's good to make that up with a little bit extra today. I'm going to look out for potentially this might be the place to for another kind of big sell-off. Just wait for a retest back up and see if there's a way to get in short. So let's wait and see. 27 even, short 27 even. Now this is a little bit early probably, but reason for the trade. So 1500 tip bar chart, we've had this exhaustion, all these blue professional bars kind of coming up here. It was almost like a double top. I thought when it was sitting under resistance here it might be look like a double top, but it wasn't. It had a tiny little support to resistance kind of level here, and this will be a divergent signal on 1500 tip bar chart after exhaustion. I like these. There it goes, just gone off, bang. So I like these for changes in trend, potential changes in trend. Now I've been saying this all morning, this is like a complex correction on the way up, so support, resistance, resistance, support, and so on all the way up, not a trend move here. It's kind of like almost like wedge type pattern. And I suppose I should maybe we're waiting for a pullback to end of trend sequence on the 500 tip bar chart, but on 13,500 we're coming up to this pullback and a downtrend signal here, and you can see these really tight bullish divergence, bearish divergence signals here, and just think, you know, this will roll over into a downtrend. We're going to test the lows, and so we've just been spending the first hour of trade just as a short covering rally almost. So amateur up bar, 1500 tip bar chart, really weak, buying here, bearish divergence going off around the ways. So if that was an amateur up bar, that would be nice on 15, but it's not so far. So I think I'm early, but anyway, so let's see. Okay, here we go. We just tested back up, this little test back up. You can see amateur up bars here and here. That was a little rush for the doors, kind of people selling quickly, and just came to support level here. Just printed resistance and support, but there's a blue professional down bar there. That's almost like falling through the ice. So bearish divergence came in here, so looking for a change in trend. We've got support at some point to come in, and the next point down will be kind of a pullback and an uptrend on the 4500 tip bar chart, but this could be quite fast. So talking of which, my target's at 23, so I don't know, it's not worked out for me today moving targets, but anyway, we'll wait and see. Let's see, we need to drop through this support. That'll be nice. There we go. Now we're starting to see, it's interesting on the 4500 tip bar charts, like, all these bearish divergence signals kind of came in really weak, none of them kind of very extreme, but blue professional up bars taking profits on the way up. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think this is changing trend. Alright, I'm moving my target to 20 just to keep it out of the way. This is okay, just as blue professional bar kind of comes in here, and we got cyclical support kind of due at some point, but that could be falling through the ice, that could be getting this move going. So at 20 is kind of out of the way, and maybe I'll be able to organize a pro signal exit, but let's see. Okay, we're well into this downtrend now. Exhaustion selling just gone off on the 500 tip bar chart. Down at 6,000, the original target was at 23, but this probably should make pullback to end of trend on the 500 and kind of finish up around where the pullback level comes in on the 4500 tip bar chart. This cyclical support's not come in yet, which is kind of interesting, but all of a sudden we just kind of lost a lot of confidence, and a lot of people looking at that trend line will look at this break and kind of get worried. So minus 7,000, no blue professional bars yet, kind of down here. So let's still hold out, see where it goes. Okay, this is where I hate moving targets. So, original target is 23. Maybe I wouldn't have got taken out at 23 kind of when it spiked down here, but that was the low. And sitting on a retrace almost all the way back, but anyway, so coming to 26, Rambo pattern here, resistance here. I mean, the other reason for 23 being a good place to get out, blue professional bar and cyclical support on 1500 tip bar chart. But hopefully, this isn't over. So Rambo pattern resistance kind of coming in here will that was just an opportunity for people who weren't short to get short, hopefully. And so we'll come back down and kind of keep on pushing through until we get that support on the 45. That's what I'm hoping, at least. So there we go. Amateur up bars into this turning point. Anybody who was wanting to get short just got short. Bang, bang, bang. So we're back down in the 23s. Hopefully we'll just keep on going. Okay, amateur bar just came in. What that was kind of up or down, not sure. But anyway, so people looking at that as potential double bottom. It's kind of a technical point to get in, but as soon as that goes, confidence will. Oh, whoa! Whew. Well, that is often a spike to scare people out. So, pros will look at the tape and see, look, there's nothing sitting there in kind of the 3 points above where we are, so we'll just jam it up. And I don't know what they accomplished by that. I mean, they freak people out, I suppose, but that's maybe one of the reasons why people don't like trading the E-mini, because you do get these kind of freakish events like that. But for me, exhaustion buying at that point there, so that means we just run out of buys, so I think that's even more kind of reason to go through 23 and kind of keep going. And we're coming, okay, it was an amateur down bar, which isn't great on 15. We're coming up cyclical resistance on 1500 here, so kind of running out of steam, and if we break through support here, and there'll be another kind of potential pullback to end of trend sequence on the 500 tip bar chart. Interesting day, been a very good day, as opposed to yesterday, which was boring in the extreme, and not a good day. There we go, we just went through 23. There was it's about 1,300 contracts just sitting there, and they just got munched up instantaneously. It's not necessarily a good sign. Often we'll just kind of break below a significant low like that, and then if we hold, that's kind of it for the decline. So let's just wait and see. We're coming up to the cyclical support here, could easily print in. So it's kind of amateur down bars kind of coming into here, so tempted to maybe jump out, but let's just see what happens if it keeps on going. Out at 23 even. Out at 23 even 4-4, which was the original target. I don't know, just coming down to this kind of 22 to 23 area, and it's kind of holding. We had blue professional bars kind of come in. It's one of those places where we just moved a point past the previous low, and so it's a place where people might think that the downtrend is kind of continuing. In fact, that's an opportunity for the professionals to step in, and we've just been moving nowhere over the last few minutes. We're kind of just getting eaten up here. Minus 6,000 on better momentum. And this kind of amateur down bars didn't particularly like. Should probably be waiting for some kind of professional bar here on 1500 tip bar chart, but it looks like it was a good decision to get out at 23. So we're coming up this support area here, and it's been a very good day. So I'm definitely stopping there, but just continue to watch this. I don't think this uptrend has got long to live. So I think the afternoon's going to be pretty hairy. But let's continue to watch it, but not going to take any more trades today. I hope you traded well. Well, there you go. We just broke down to 1220s. The original target didn't get hit quite, but pro signal exit came in here, 1500 tip bar chart, minus 7,000 on better momentum, and there's the signal, kind of bang. So that was the better exit, 2.5 points kind of further on, but that's fine, and that's kind of coming up to cyclical support on the 4500 tip bar chart. So when this plays out, pull back to end of trend on 4500 tip bar chart, see where this market's going to go. But anyway, been an interesting day, been a good day trading. Hope you traded well too.